Okay, so it's a little later than usual. The market was open, 30 minutes, 45 minutes ago or so, and I wasn't even looking. And when I first looked at the screen, literally just looking at the screen for the first time this morning, I basically woken up to profits. Um, Earlier this morning, this is before I was even awake, but I got picked up on the 500. Well, let's see. Where did I enter on the 500? Um, okay, it was just right this candle. So it was right at or on the 745 candle. And that's where the market decided to put a bounce back. So the 500 held beautifully, almost to the T. If we zoom out a little bit on the 30 minute or even the 1 hour, it's not quite the hammer candle formation, but it is. You can't call that a hammer candle at all, but it is a candle with a bullish engulfing. So you have 50% of that formation that I like very much. On the hourly, good time frame, solid time frame to be looking at. So if you were to chase it, you could have done the 575 to the 825, which you would still be waiting for, but it looks pretty bullish for on the day because it's breaking previous highs. Right now, since I've already won for the day. I'm okay just calling it a week, ending the week here, personally. But I still want to see what the market does. I don't want to get lazy on that. It is a Friday, so it is a little bit more. We do have to be a little bit more cautious. But Fridays, especially after a down Thursday, Friday usually tends to be a positive day to try and make up for everything that it gave away the previous day. Um, Typically, markets want to end the week on a high note. So if we zoom all the way out, I rarely look at a weekly candle, but this is what a weekly candle looks like. You could see that last week, the last week's candle was just a nasty uh, doji candle, almost basically, right? That body is small enough that I'm going to call it pretty much a doji candle. And the previous week before that was inside of the previous week's range. So it's just look, this isn't a surprise to see this because we've been saying that the Dow especially has been stuck in an ugly range for quite a while now. So right now it needs to if this candle wants to be positive or blue or green, whatever your chart says, in any way, shape, or form, if it even wants to be a doji, it has to go up. It has to go up to uh, at least around the 825. Wouldn't you have it, right? So I don't foresee this to be a double doji week. That's just way too much uncertainty and too much consolidation. It's just weird. We just really don't see that. How is the market balanced that much, right? Because order volume is what drives the market. You know, plain and simple. How do you have 2 weeks in a row where you have virtually an equal number of buys and sells in either direction? How does that happen? I guess it kind of happens here. These two, but this made new like a lower high. This week made a lower low and a lower high for the week. You're not really getting that here. You're kind of getting it, but not really. Um, so this is very odd. If I had to predict what the following weeks are going to look like, it does look like this is going to break down to the downside and maybe hit 3,000 at some point before it, or 30,000 even at some point before it tries to rally again, or it'll just make new lows. September. These are COVID lows, right? That's COVID. This is a weekly candle, so I have to I forget just how far back this of a view that I have here. Um, so this is the low of 2022, uh, and I know that the my bosses at work are looking at this to go to make new lows in 2023. It like this wasn't enough of a low, especially on the Dow, because the Dow was doing its own thing. Um, S&P looks quite similar, but the trend is a little bit more obvious, right? There's a little bit more of a downtrend, obvious trend here, and then I guess we did have 2 weeks, two uncertain weeks, a doji week, and then another one that is inside of the previous range, and then it broke up to the upside and made a new high for this year. But this is that's just a very zoomed out perspective. It doesn't affect, like, you can see all my orders are inside of this little range, so it's like it doesn't affect my day trading and swing trading that much. But zooming back in, what I'm looking for now is a close above the 750, and make sure everything is still bullish, and this isn't a fake out, because it is possible that the afternoon session could find some supply here and push it back down. I'm looking for, if it closes above the 750 and the momentum is above like 60 on the hourly, I'll start looking for pullbacks to the 750 to push it up to the 4,000. I'm going to leave the sells that I have at the 4,000. I think this might be a little bit aggressive. This is a little bit more, I'm a little bit more confident in the 75, pushing down to the 825 for 250. If both of those if both of those get blasted through, I still want to take a shot at the 250 to come all the way down, but I don't think that's unlikely to happen today. I'd be very surprised if there was so much bullish momentum that it blasts through the 34,000 and past the 3250. That'd be one hell of a move. So not anticipating that, but you never know. So I'll just stick to my alerts. I'm pretty much gonna be passive for the rest of the day until I get alerted on the major quarters.